All right, guys, one last time here. Another screencast from Professor Russo getting us through our first unit of analysis. So now you've got your outlines turned in. You've hopefully gotten some feedback, and it's time to start writing the essay. So first reminder is, don't forget that you can call my office hours Monday or Tuesday if you want to go over the work. And local people, of course, you're welcome in person. If those times don't work for you, by all means, reach out with an email. So next thing to do is take that outline and bring it into an essay. One of the comments that I made the most common on the outlines was, could you tell me a little bit more about how and why you know that? What I'm pushing you to do there when I say, can you tell me a little bit more about how and why you know that, is I am pushing you to provide me with a little bit more of what we call close reading. That's the real work of analysis. We can make a claim, but our ability to support it is our ability to take what we have as evidence, in this case that is what happens in the TV show, and pull it apart. So if you remember when we looked at the first discussion board postings, I also pushed a lot for that and said a little bit more detail about that how and the why. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you an outline that I might have had in progress if I was writing this essay, and I'm going to show you one example of a body paragraph that does that. So let's take a look at that. Right here, I've got an outline as if I'm writing about this show, The Gilmore Girls. Here's my thesis. Although there are many instances of gender stereotypes reflected in the Gilmore Girls, younger characters such as Rory and Paris are routinely challenge conventional gender expectations. So I'll be posting this in Blackboard as well so you can take a look at it. It's an outline in progress, but you can see that I've got my major claims made. I have my traditional gender roles as one set, so I would be looking at some of my older characters that tend to follow more traditional gender roles, and then I've got my role breakers. So for this case, I want to focus on what would actually be the end of my essay, one of my role breakers, the character of Paris. So if we look what I have in my outline, I say, finally, although Paris is shown to be the polar opposite of Rory and the two are painted as rivals, Paris is also a character whose drive and ambition for academic and eventually career success breaks the stereotypical feminine role as a nurturer usually seen for women on television. So that's my claim. Now I'm going to show you the evidence I found. So let's just take a quick view of this, and you'll be able to see the evidence that I found for Paris here.
Huh. What? That just looks like more than 4,000 words, but I'm sure you counted them.
I did.
Good. Hey, Shelley. Good luck, although I'm sure you're going to be great. After all, there's hardly anything on stage for you to trip over this time, right? I've got my beans at Grandma's house, my magic beans at Grandma's house.
Stop it.
I'll take my beans, my magic beans. Who's got the beans? We need some beans. I love the beans.
You can't rattle me.
Into the woods at Grandma's house.
Look, I'm proud of my part, okay? The New York Times called me winningly naive.
Into the woods, into the woods, into the woods.
Stop it right now.
I know, that is one annoying song.
Leave Brad alone and stop terrorizing everyone in this hallway.
Terrorizing? What are you talking about terrorizing? I'm simply talking to my fellow classmates.
You're trying to scare them into doing badly so you'll win easier.
I am not.
Oh, really? And that magical bean recital back there?
Hey, I was trying to give the kid some human contact. He's been talking to nothing but a cow for a year and a half.
There was a person inside that cow, I've told you that.
Brad Langford.
I'm winningly naive.
Okay.
Brad, you got your beans?
Stop. Go, Brad. You'll be great. It's amazing how you managed to hide those bolts on the side of your neck. What is that? Just really good cover-up?
Rory, lower your voice. People are trying to concentrate.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Your speech must really suck.
Excuse me?
I mean, if you're going to all this trouble to psych out everyone else, then you must know you have a loser there.
Mind games. Not your forte, Cupcake. Stick to talking the losers off the train tracks, will you?
You're horrible.
And I'm going to win. Cherry, hi. Man, those braces are shiny.
Okay, so that would be my evidence, and I include that right there. That'd be great for an outline, but now to actually get to an essay, to show that I've really got my analytical skills, I've got to do more than just make a claim, provide the evidence. I've got to be able to break down that evidence, do that close reading that explains how and why. So if you got back an outline that had a question that said how and why, can you tell me how or why this supports your thesis, or how and why this supports a topic sentences? This is exactly what we're going for. So let's look at that now as a potential body paragraph. So I've still got that same topic sentence in there. Finally, although Paris is often shown to be the polar opposite of Rory and the two are painted as rivals, Paris is also a character whose drive and ambition for academic and eventually career success break the stereotypical feminine role as nurturer usually seen for women on television. One place where we can see this is in Season 2, Episode 9, where Paris performs absolutely ruthlessly to make certain she can win debate at Chilton, the high-pressure boarding school she attends. So all of this here in green is the evidence. It's just an explanation of what we just saw. She sits down next to Barry's classmates, prodding them with questions meant to throw them off guard, like subtly suggesting that they have written too much. Finally, she sidles up to Brad, a somewhat nervous classmate. Unlike many teenage girls depicted on television, Paris cares not at all for trying to win over Brad romantically. Instead, she teases him about a musical that he was in, caring very little for how she is perceived or maintaining relationships when Rory calls her out for scaring her classmates. Paris bluntly denies it and maintains her assertive confidence when Rory suggests Paris' speech, quote, sucks because she's scaring others away. Mind games, not your forte, cupcake, she says scathingly. Here, Paris's complete lack of concern for others. So right there, as we're going from my correct MLA citation, which it would be the title of the episode, to this part that's in purple. That's where I'm really taking this evidence and I am doing the close reading. I'm saying how and why what I just discussed supports the main claim I listed in my topic sentence. So here, Paris's complete lack of concern for how others perceive her or for forming romantic attachments is interesting. By dismissing Rory so bluntly, cupcake is meant to be a way to call Rory weak. Paris counteracts many of the stereotypes that Susan D. Witt's notes in her article. Witt says women are usually sensitive, romantic, happy, warm, sociable, peaceful, suggesting that female characters are often much more concerned with social appeal than their own success. Paris, as we see here, truly shows no concern for that, focused on her own success. In many ways, she appears to be the dominant and competitive behaviors Witt associates with men. So I've got that close reading on my own, and then you'll see as I move into the orange, I begin to support it with the Susan D. Witt article. I say basically Witt says this is the way men behave or the way women behave, and we see what Paris is doing here is actually the opposite. So whether we like or hate Paris as a character, she's certainly one of the anti-heroes of this show. We can see that she's definitely moving away from those traditional gender roles. So again, I will be posting this on Blackboard alongside this video right underneath the TV show analysis essay. So as you're moving through your own paper, ask yourself constantly those questions of how and why. Remember, somebody should be able to read your essay that hasn't seen the show and fully understand what you're claiming. Indeed, the chances of me seeing the exact episode you saw are probably pretty small. And also, even if I did see it, I probably saw different things. So don't forget that there is always a way to come and ask for questions, but I wish you guys all some good luck and reach out if you need that help. I look forward to reading what you've got.